Hello everyone, and welcome to a new video of Astronomical Anniversaries from Astro Academy. In this episode, we will review the most important events you can see in the night sky during April 2025, from lunar phases to planetary conjunctions and meteor showers. I'll tell you what you can't miss and give you some tips for photographing these events. April 5th, first quarter moon. The moon begins to illuminate more, offering an excellent opportunity to observe and photograph its craters and mountains, especially along the lunar terminator, where shadows highlight the reliefs. April 13th, full moon, micromoon. The full moon on April 13th is known as a micromoon because it occurs when the moon is near its apogee, which is the farthest point from Earth in its orbit, making it appear slightly smaller and less bright than usual. Additionally, the full moon of April. We also refer to it as the pink moon, due to the blooming of peonies flowers of this color in spring. April 21st, last quarter moon. It is exactly the same phase as the first quarter, but just the opposite. In this phase, the moon appears in the second half of the night and during the early morning. Therefore, is it a good time to observe those craters, seas, and mountain ranges located in the areas closest to the lunar terminator? But in this case, it is also an excellent time to capture the moon with sunrise landscapes. And April 27th, new moon. The absence of moonlight on this night provides ideal conditions for observing deep sky objects, such as galaxies, star clusters, and nebulae. The new moon is therefore the best time for astrophotographers looking to capture the Milky Way or deep sky objects. Now let's move on to the planetary events of the month of April. April 3rd. We have a conjunction of the moon with Jupiter. The moon will pass about 5.3 degrees north of Jupiter at 12:24 Universal Time. Jupiter will shine with a magnitude of -2.1, being easily visible to the naked eye. April 5th, conjunction of the Moon and Mars. The Moon will pass approximately 2.1 degrees north of Mars at 1954 Universal Time. Mars, with its characteristic reddish hue and a magnitude of 0.5, will be perfectly visible near the Moon in the night sky. This conjunction will be especially close and really very interesting to observe and photograph. April 15th, planetary alignment at dawn. Neptune, Mercury, Saturn, and Venus will be aligned in the dawn sky. Although Neptune is not visible to the naked eye, Mercury, Saturn, and Venus will form a spectacular conjunction in the dawn sky, offering impressive views. April 21st, Mercury at its greatest western elongation. Mercury will reach its greatest angular separation from the Sun, making it one of the best times of the year to observe it in the morning sky, just before dawn. April 25th, conjunction of Saturn, Venus, and the Moon. Saturn, Venus, and the Moon will appear very close to each other in the dawn sky, separated by approximately 4 degrees. These three objects will be visible to the naked eye, offering an impressive view before dawn. Now let's move on to the highlighted astronomical events. On April 22nd and 23rd, we have the Lyrid meteor shower. The Lyrids will peak on the night of April 22nd to 23rd, with an approximate rate of 20 meteors per hour under ideal conditions. This shower is known for producing bright meteors and occasionally fireballs, which are commonly referred to as bolides. The best time to observe them is after midnight, from a dark place away from light pollution. Now let's move on to some photography tips. Regarding the lunar phases, the first quarter is ideal for capturing details of the lunar surface. We can use a telephoto lens, or even better, a telescope, to perfectly visualize the craters, seas, and lunar mountain ranges. Regarding the full moon or micromoon of April, take advantage of photographing the moon rising or setting on the horizon, incorporating landscape elements to create interesting compositions. Remember that even though the moon is at the apogee of its orbit, meaning at its farthest point, the difference will barely be visible. Therefore, do not try to represent it in the landscape. In these cases, it's better to capture a photograph of this micromoon and create a montage comparing it with a supermoon, captured at its perigee. And in this way, you can visualize that size contrast. To capture the waning quarter moon, we will apply more or less the same principles as for the waxing quarter moon. However, the waning moon has the characteristic of rising during the early morning. Therefore, it is an excellent time to capture the moon positioned over a landscape at dawn. And as for the new moon, it is the perfect time to photograph deep sky objects or the Milky Way. Find a dark place away from light pollution. and use a wide-angle lens with the widest possible aperture to capture more light. If you want to capture the Milky Way with a landscape, or use a telescope to point it at the deep sky. Regarding planetary conjunctions and alignments to capture these events, use a medium or long focal length lens and consider including terrestrial elements in the frame to provide context and scale. For the Lyrid meteor shower, use a wide-angle lens and set the camera to take long exposures. An intervalometer can be very useful for capturing multiple consecutive exposures. This way, you'll ensure capturing the greatest number of meteors possible. Make sure you are in a dark place and be patient. Meteor showers require observation time. As you can see, April 2025 offers us a variety of fascinating astronomical events, from the full moon or micromoon to planetary conjunctions or the Lyrid meteor shower. Whether you are a casual observer or a passionate astrophotographer, this month offers you multiple opportunities to enjoy the night sky and capture stunning images. If you want to learn more about how to photograph all these events and improve your processing in astronomical images, visit our academies, Natural Portraits and Astro Academy, where you will find specialized courses for all levels, from beginner to astrophotography to advanced processing techniques with PixInsight or Photoshop. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and activate the bell so you don't miss any of the upcoming Astro Academy videos. See you under the stars.